Good evening. I know it's late, but there's a reason why I'm here with you late this evening. And it's because what I'm going to talk about today is what I know keeps coaches awake at night. So, if this is going to be something that keeps you awake at night, maybe it's time for us to address it and give you some strategies to figure out how am I speaking in a way that attracts my clients to me, because doggone it, I want to have a full, thriving practice as a coach. I'm Meg Rentschler. I'm the host of the Star Coach Show. And today we're going to talk about how to stop coach speaking and start really connecting with your ideal client. This morning, I was talking with a coach who is so talented and new at this whole process and was telling me, Meg, I think I'm going to have to go back to the corporate world. I'm going to have to go back to a 9 to 5 job. Although we all know that nobody who works corporate is working just 9 to 5. The thing is that she is incredibly talented and passionate about what she's doing. And yet, she just is having such a difficult time bridging that gap, because so many amazing coaches that I teach and work with and mentor really struggle, not always with the coaching part, but with getting the clients part. And we all need an income. We all want to be able to do what we love and get paid for it. One of the things that I've noticed, and I'm going to do lives for a couple days in a row here, so watch for them, all around bridging this gap between wanting to be an amazing coach with an amazing practice and filling those calendars. One of the issues, and the issue that we're going to talk about today, that I see is coaches who are so passionate about coaching and coming out of coach training, coach speak to describe what they do instead of using the client's language. Now, that's kind of ironic because as coaches, we talk about using our client's language, but it sort of shifts off when it comes to how we're talking and engaging and bringing people into the process with us. So, what I promise you is that by the end of this short little talk, it's only going to be a quickie tonight, you're going to understand how we fall into patterns that don't always serve us and what to potentially do instead. Does that sound good? If you had like maybe one idea on enrolling clients by the end of this talk, I hope that it will serve you well. So, as you're joining us, we're going to be talking about the problem and the solution. So, the problem, as I just laid out, is that sometimes we get caught up in coach speak, thinking that our clients are going to understand or be as passionate about it as we are, or like, oh, that makes sense. And maybe you're wondering, like, coach speak, what's coach speak? So let me give you some examples of coach speak. And if this rings true to you, and it can sound really good to us as the coach, but maybe not so much to the client. So here's one example of coach speak. I help people unlock their potential and step into their power. All right, right? Well, not so fast. How about this? I facilitate transformational breakthroughs. Or I hold space for clients to discover their authentic selves. Now, I'm not making fun of anybody. I mean, I get that that can sound really awesome to us who have gone through training and are excited about it. I think that we default to that language sometimes because it's kind of how we learned coaching. It might even feel professional. Maybe we're afraid to be too specific or talk about the outcomes that we get. But the devastating impact of getting all kind of in the clouds with coach speak is that it doesn't really connect with our clients. Nobody really understands exactly what you do and how it's going to impact them and their pain point. So if you're posting to social media about these like beautiful things that you're doing that they don't understand, they might just scroll past it. If you're networking and you're talking to somebody, their eyes might kind of glaze over, or you're just not really speaking in a way that they're like, "Oh, you get me." Right? Can I get it? Like, absolutely, I get it. I understand. What happens that breaks my heart as a person who is passionate about coaching and coaches is that I see again and again coaches stop believing in their ability to get clients. It impacts their confidence. Then they avoid networking and they avoid putting things up on social media or doing even a live like this. And that downward spiral begins. We don't want that. We want to stop that downward spiral. One of the things that I've noticed consistently, and I've worked with thousands of coaches, is there's this question. I really got this question from a coach. Meg, is it really okay if I post to social media about what my solution to my client's issues are or what I believe to be true? Because doesn't the client drive the boat? Don't they? Like, aren't they in the driver's seat? So I'm not supposed to say any of that. So I want to whoa, slow down here for a second. Let's not confuse marketing with coaching. Now, I will say that there is some similarities between attracting people to us, and we can use some of our coaching techniques to that. But right now, I'm talking about yes, the client brings the agenda to the coaching session. But if you are attracting people to yourself as a coach, you've got to really know your audience, know their pain points, know what it is that you do to work with them to help them bridge that gap. And we've got to let go of being afraid of being salesy, because if what we're really doing is speaking to people's pain points and offering them a solution, we're in service. So let's not confuse coaching delivery with marketing. Let's not confuse offering something that people genuinely need as being salesy. And let's not confuse with I've got to stay neutral with I'm delivering a service of value. So I want you to shift to be able to understand deeply what your clients are dealing with and own that you have a bridge to help them get to where they want to be. You do have a point of view. You do have experiences in helping people bridge that gap. And you need to speak directly to that and speak directly to the pain that clients have. You need to demonstrate that you have insight so that they can say, oh my gosh, this person gets me. This person, you know, um, Marty knows what I'm talking about. Naomi is there. She's listening. She's connected with me. These are things that are super important if we're really trying to create an environment where people understand working with a coach is going to help me bridge this gap. Now, a key mistake that I see, I want you to hear that I'm talking about the pain points, not that you're getting all involved in the process. So let's not talk about your coaching. Let's talk about what these people need from you. So I'm just going to ask you questions. I'm not going to give you any answers. You have inner wisdom within you, and I'm going to pull that out of you. Very truthfully, we know that those are things that we do as coaches, but that's not what the person wants to hear about when you're talking to them. At that point, people don't care about the process. What do they actually care about? They care about their struggle right now. They care about how they feel about their struggle. They care about what they want instead. And they know that they haven't been able to fix it yet. So I'm going to give you, would you guys be open to some examples about how to shift maybe from talking one way to practicing and talking another way? Is that okay with everybody? So let's hopefully it is okay and we're going to do that. So let's talk about some examples of the shift. Coach speak might sound like I help women find clarity and confidence. Nothing wrong with that, except that how does that really connect? So maybe this is a little more of what the client or the potential client, the prospect might want to hear. You're great at your job, but exhausted from putting everyone else first. You dream about doing something different, but have no idea where to start. And even if you could start. Like that is meeting people where they're at, right? And then but we got to connect. We've got to connect. And speaking of connection, if you give me just a second, I'm going to actually post a link that I think is going to be helpful to everybody. And I will, and I don't know that that came through as a link. I don't think it did. So give me a second and I'll post a link in a second. So, let's do another example of moving from coach speak into client speak. Thank you, Marty. I will bring it on. Here we go. I facilitate breakthrough sessions for entrepreneurs. Well, great. What the heck? What is that? So let's maybe instead, through client language, you're working 60-hour weeks, but still not hitting your goals. You know something needs to change, but you're not sure. Is it my strategy? Is it my offer? Is it me? That's going to get people's attention, right? And if you do that through breakthrough seminars, that's great. Or the different ways that we do that. But where we want to start is where our clients need to hear their pain. So here's what I'm going to challenge all of you to think about. How do you find your client's language? If you already have ways that you find your client's language, throw it in the chat. Let's help one another out. I am all about let's do the heavy lifting together. So here's some tips and tricks for finding your client's language. And this is going to shock the bejeepers out of everybody, I know. Listen to how your clients, and even if you're in a place where you're like, Meg, I don't have clients yet. That's why I'm listening to you. I don't have clients yet. You have people that I have, like I said, I've worked with thousands of coaches. I don't know that I've met a coach who hasn't had a helping conversation with somebody before they became a coach, that hasn't at least somehow came into this experience with, I know that I help people do X, Y. Like when people talk to me, they feel this way or they experience this particular thing. I help people do X, Y, and Z because they bring this kind of thing to me. That's what I'm trying to say. So in that, I want you to listen, but this is what I want you to really listen to. I want you to listen to the emotional language that they use. Capture the emotions. People want to be heard in the way that things make them feel. And often people want to feel differently. So pay attention to what keeps them up at night. I am doing this at 8:46 Central Time, which is much later for some of you, because I know that this keeps coaches awake at night, and I want to give you something to think about instead. And then ask people that you're talking to, what is the cost of keeping things the way they are? What is the cost? What's it costing you to continue in the same path? And that's going to begin to get you some language. So, because I'm passionate about helping coaches thrive and get this language down and speak in a way and get clients on your calendars, I want you to get clients on your calendars because I happen to believe that coaching changes the world. The way that we have conversations through coaching changes the world. I hope that that link that I put in the chat works. If not, after this, I'm going to go back in and put the link in. But this is why I'm doing the 5-day challenge. I love to connect with coaches. I want to help get barriers out of the way for coaches. And I thought, how fun would it be to do a 5-day challenge? I've done challenges that I just love for different things. So I thought we are going to do a 5-day challenge called Enroll More Clients, Your Clarity Sprint, because we're going to get you 5 days of hitting it hard and getting some clarity that is going to get you more clients on your schedule. This is the deal. Even though I said that it's 5 days and I did it, so we're going to start at 8:00 in the morning Central Time. And when I say hit it hard, you don't have to spend all day doing this. If you put aside 30 to 45 minutes a day, I think you're going to be in great shape. In this Enroll More Clients Clarity Challenge, you're going to walk away with some solid ways to translate coach speak into your client's language. I've put together some really fun exercises. And by the way, did I say that this was free? It's totally free. I just want to help clients, and my clients a lot tend to be coaches. So I want to help coaches really fill their calendars. So I've put together 5 days, some worksheets for you to do, some AI prompts for you to use, and a sprint to get clarity. So my challenge for you is by the end of that 5 days, for you to put something to begin to get those languages together, maybe even do a few posts or come up with some language to use at networking, ways to begin to engage. So I invite you to join our Clarity Sprint. It's November 10th to 14th. The link hopefully works, is in the chat. And like I said, it's a free challenge. Would love to have you join. Would love to have us all kind of do the heavy lifting together. If you watch the Star Coach show or listen to it, you know that I'm all about doing the heavy lifting together. So I hope that you consider joining us. I've already got some incredible coaches signed up that I think you'd love to work with. And it's just my invitation to you. So as we wrap up tonight, let's circle back around to coach speak versus client speak. Get clear about the people that you want to work with and what it is that would bring them in to work with a coach. What is the gap? What is there from where they are to where they want to be? And listen deeply. Listen for the emotional language that they use. Listen for their dreams. Ask about their dreams. Help them create a vision of what they're moving toward and really put that together into your messaging, into the way that you engage and bring them towards you, because that's what makes you magnetic. What you do is really amazing. So keep up the good work, whether you join our challenge or not. But I just wanted to have fun with everybody. I put together the challenge, and I really hope that you join us November 10th to 14th. I'm going to re-put up the link just in case that link didn't work. And as always, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. We're all here on this earth together for a reason. And thanks for stopping in to the challenge. If you have, I mean, not to the challenge, to this little talk. And if you have any comments for one another, be sure to leave them. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow for another live.